I would one day want to be president. I would want that institution to be held in high esteem. So it is also my duty as a citizen. It is civic duty.
Okay.
Where I find the institution of the presidency will be demeaned by acts of the president,
okay,
to advise him to think twice of removing Justice Martha Koome. Again, I also want to advise him, please stop disbanding the Supreme Court. It is not good for the country.
All right.
It will create problems. People will have serious doubts about the 2027 general elections, because if you put a bench that you have crafted, we already start going to the elections with a lot of doubts. And once people don't believe a process will be fair, we start on bad footing, and that is not good for the country.
So let me ask you this, and perhaps just to quote the words of the current Deputy President, Professor Kithure Kindiki, who you're referring to as Mr. Yesa, perhaps reflecting on the headlines on The Standard. He said this in response to your statements in Meru. He questioned who defends the judges who may be innocent but do not have ethnic godfathers, perhaps hinting that, you know, the judiciary is apolitical. Politicians shouldn't perhaps interfere with the runnings of this independent arm.
Mr. Yesa cannot have a different opinion. He is an employee of President William Ruto. President William Ruto wants to remove Martha Koome and the other 6 judges from the Supreme Court. So his work is to defend, but automatically.
But the question...
But I'm asking, he's trying to say that my defense of Martha Koome is ethnic. I want to ask Mr. Yesa, when I said that the Director General of the National Intelligence Service is incompetent, members of the Somali community came out with fury to defend him. I never heard Mr. Yesa say that that is ethnicity. When ODM members threatened to remove Speaker Moses Wetangula, members of the Luhya Nation from Western Kenya came out in numbers to defend Moses Wetangula. I never heard Mr. Yesa say anything. But when the people of Mount Kenya see that there is a problem here, and one of our own is being victimized, then he says it's ethnicity. Yet himself is one of us. But
two wrongs don't make a right.
But I'm saying, that's what all communities do. The Somali community have defended their own. The Luhya people have defended their own. There is nothing wrong with Rigathi Gachagua defending his sister. And because our MPs and senators have been compromised by President William Ruto that they cannot speak for one of their own, Mr. Yesa cannot see anything different from what he has been told by this employer. Somebody must speak also for the mountain people.
Okay.
And I really have no apologies, because I'm not the only one. When the Somalis defended their own, nobody raised an issue. When the Westerners defended their own, nobody raised an issue. And this is what is happening, Rogers, in this country. That the only people who cannot defend their own are the Mount Kenya people. It is called tribalism. But when other communities defend their own, or when they take a particular position, they are called tribalists. I saw the CS Interior saying that defending Martha Koome on my part is tribalism. Yet, 2 months before, when President William Ruto was at a lot of attack from all corners for mismanaging the country, that CS said that the president was being attacked because he's a Kalenjin. So I want to say, this profiling of the Mount Kenya people must come to an end.
Right.
The Mount Kenya people, like any other community, have a right to defend their people. They have a right to articulate their issues. They have a right to say what is good for them and what is not good for them. And I want to ask the Mount Kenya people not to be apologetic about who they are. None of us made an application to God to be born where we were, where we were born. That is God's decision. And we must be allowed as a people to have our own identity and to articulate our issues like all other communities do.
So tell me this, and perhaps it's interrelated. What's the progress of your impeachment case?